Hello my friends, it's Andre here again. It's Thursday afternoon here in Czech Republic, and that means we have another stream. This stream is going to be a bit more special because we will have... oops, what's going on here? Let me see. Okay, I want to take down the music, and I'm always using the wrong bar here. But now it should be fine. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, my mic seems to be a bit too loud. Okay, here we go. So if you can hear me, let me know that everything is fine and working. Now, what I wanted to say is that, first of all, I have a webcam on a different place. So I'll probably be looking at the wrong monitor for quite some time until I figure out what's going on. And we will have a special guest join the stream. It's Dave Glick, the creator of Statiq, the static site generator for .NET. Now, Dave is putting out some fires at work right now, but he should be able to join in a while. And I actually have I have a Skype in another window. We're just waiting for him to call. We'll see if someone else calls, but hopefully it's going to be Dave. So we're going to have him join in a couple of minutes, hopefully. So yeah, webcam here. The reason for the webcam here is that I had to use my USB extension cord for a Wi-Fi adapter. So now I get a decent Wi-Fi signal as well. But the webcam itself, it's a Logitech C920. It has a really short USB cable, so I got wires all over the place here, and I had to move it to another screen. So yeah, I might be looking at the wrong screen at times. Now, of course, that meant I have to share the other screen too. So I might be sharing something that I don't want at times, but hopefully we'll make it work. So those are the changes from the last week. Now, I know that last week we worked on Gatsby, right, on the new file system route API. Now, that was awesome. I have to say I had fun using that. Of course, on the stream it took me like 20 minutes to get everything up and running, and then I spent an hour working on the Kentucky Advantage project because of all the logic in place there. But yeah, in the end we managed to get it working, and I still haven't made that pull request, but I'll do that. I have it. I'll do that before Christmas. Make that a Christmas wish, for example. But today we're looking at Jamstack again. Not that Gatsby wouldn't be Jamstack, it obviously is Jamstack, but we're looking at Jamstack on .NET. Now, when I was thinking about how we're going to extend the sample project, because on Statiq, if you want to do Statiq with content, you can always go to GitHub and look for content. I'm wondering where do we have that? It's Statiq starter content lumen. I think that's the one. Now this one is mine. This one is currently private. I created that repository only to let a colleague of mine help me with the issue we were experiencing last time. But this is the project that contains the Statiq starter content lumen template. So it wouldn't make sense for me to keep working on the starter for content if one already exists here. So when I was thinking what could be the best thing to add to that, I remembered one project from the past that I did for a client, and what they wanted to do is that they had some data in a headless CMS. And apart from running a website and all those nice things, they also wanted to generate PDF reports from their setup. It wasn't just website. Their website was just one entity, but the content that was in a headless CMS, they wanted to generate PDF reports from that content. So I made a little console app using one extension, and then I created an HTML template. And in the end, what the console app did was it got the data from a project in a headless CMS. It took the data and generated a PDF report based on the HTML template, right? So it first just rendered the HTML, then it saved that as a PDF. So wouldn't it be great to have something like this as an output of static site generator too? Now I know that the Jamstack static site generators don't do this kind of stuff. Yeah. They let you do a lot of stuff, but they're not going into such depths. Yeah. But in .NET, when I was thinking about the concept of pipelines that Statiq has, I figured it should be possible, right? We just create another pipeline, we create the logic there, we generate the file, and we store it using another pipeline. So I don't know, maybe it's possible, maybe it isn't. We'll see in a moment. But first of all, what I want to do is I want to check, because my project is still broken. Yeah, I'm gonna start it in, just put it onto this screen and make it a little bit bigger. Now, this is the exact same project that we were working on for the past 2-3 weeks, something like that. So this one is still not working. If I do .NET run, you should see it's creating the output folder. Hopefully we're gonna be quick enough to see that. But we've been having a lot of issues with this. Yeah, you see it was created, but then it always failed on value cannot be null, parameter value. Now, a colleague of mine was looking at this, and he found out that in order to have this working, what you need is the namespace that you're using here. You need to put the articles pipeline into that namespace. So let's try to do that. Cantico content models. And let's indent this a bit. Okay, so let's see. If I do .NET run, now I don't remember what was the command to see the preview. Let me see if we have it here in the GitHub repo. Tag manager. No, I don't want tag manager. Oh, .NET run -- preview. Let's try to do that. Let's try to do that. We'll see if we can do the preview here. Okay, preview server is listening on localhost 5080. Let's see. Oops, not found. Why not? 404. Okay, let's see. So this should be just serving the output folder, right? Maybe there is there is no index page, so that might be the issue here, yeah. But when we look at the article and see this, upgrade to Gatsby, so this seems to be working. So this only obviously outputs the headlines, but that's what I defined here in the article CSHTML, right? So this seems like it works. Now let me see what we did here. So this was just a hello world. I don't want to have that here. So input this article. I'm just gonna put some more markup in here. I'm just gonna check some other starters we have here to really see the template. Now this is some I prefer Gatsby to copy the template from. Now here we have an article template. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, now what I want to do is check the layout of the component, right? So we have article template details, so I'm just gonna have to go and see the component. Article template details. All right. So we are looking at, so this is the tag block. Where's the title? Here's the title. All right. So we are looking at this part. So this is just a div with a class name article single body. Okay. And the H3 also has a code name. Oh, this is actually H1. Or is this? Now this is the detailed page. So this should be H1. Yeah, I'm just gonna, you know what? Let me just take this whole thing. I'm just gonna strip what I don't need here. So we're looking at, we don't have any home block here. So we got article. There's the rich text, yeah. So data content item ID should be article ID. So we're looking at model.id, system ID. Oh, no, we don't have any system here. Here it is, ID. Okay, let me see. I got a message from Dave. Yeah. Okay, he's ready to go. Let me see. Okay, hey Dave, can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you fine.
Nice, nice. All right, let me let me put you to the stream. I'm sorry I can't share my webcam, but I'm gonna share my screen. And hopefully that'll do, because I have just one webcam. Yeah. So let me just put you here. And can you say something?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, good. I think you're in the stream. So we have you. Desktop audio is working. So I hope that everything's gonna work well. So yeah, now the video is stuck, or you're not moving. Okay,
Hello.
you're good. You're good. Good.
Okay.
All right. Hey. Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the stream. We're just getting started. Oh, I did not share the screen, so let me fix that. And in the meantime, can you introduce yourself? I did that a bit about 10 minutes ago, but yeah, let's try to do it once again.
Okay, sure. Hello, everyone watching. My name is Dave Glick. I am the primary maintainer of Statiq. So hopefully I can help out a little bit here on what we're working on, provide some insight and advice. These folks have been doing fantastic work, so I'm happy to jump in and help and have all of you follow along.
Cool. Thanks for that. I'm just trying to still figure out, when I try to share my screen, you disappear. So I wanted to give you a proper space here. I think this is the right screen to share. Let me see. So let me know if you can see something.
Yep, I've got you.
Okay, cool. You should also see your own webcam here. Sorry for that.
Yep.
I can't remove that. But I'm just gonna try to make the screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to put everything on the same screen here. All right. So just so you know where we are currently. I just tried to make the template of one of my projects a bit nicer. But what we can do while we have you here, I'm just gonna comment this out for now because I can do that later. Now, just so you are you're up to speed here with this project. This is connected to the content that's coming from the headless CMS, obviously. And this generates just a simple article pages with a headline, and there should be some body here, some text here. This is one of the sample projects that I tried to create, and I had the issue from the last stream, but with the help of my colleague, we figured out that it was just missing this namespace here. So by adding this namespace, everything starts to magically work.
Interesting. Okay, so there's probably something in there that excludes the pipeline reflection must be excluding stuff from the global namespace.
Yeah, probably. Well, the biggest problem was that I really did not know about this, because the only error let me see if I still have the error here in terminal. But the only thing I could see was, there it was. Value cannot be null.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not particularly helpful.
Yeah, that wasn't helpful at all. It was impossible to test it. So fortunately, Rocky figured it out in about 2 hours. He wasn't very happy, but it did work eventually. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now this is better. Now let me just move this window away, and this is better. Okay, well, this is nicer. So I can have more room for the Visual Studio Code. All right, so this works. That's a good thing. What doesn't work was the preview mode, but it didn't work because my project is not generating any index file, which is probably something it should be doing. So that's fine. Here in the output folder, we actually do have some articles. I'm just gonna run it again because I've made some changes. But the good thing is that this seems to be working. Yeah, now the output folder is gone and it should be generated in about a second.
Clean it up. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so this works. When I open that here, okay, here we see the headline. Yeah, so that's working. That's fine. But what I want to do today is something a bit different than what most people do with static site generators. And that is, I want to generate not just HTML files, but I want to generate PDFs as well in the same process. Now, is this something that should be in theory possible with Statiq?
Yeah, so it should be possible. I mean, there's no support in the box for it, but the way I've seen this done in the past, some other users have gone down this road, is when we generate the HTML, we end up with a document that contains that HTML. So then if you add modules after that takes that document and creates additional documents, feeding that HTML into something that can turn it into PDF, and then you can write out both sets of documents with the one that is your HTML file along with the one that's now got your PDF content. So a good way, typically when I start working on a flow like this that is not supported by existing modules, the way I'll typically do that is inside the pipeline where I want the extra stuff to happen, I'll add a execute context module, and that lets you sort of start writing code inline that just to play around, and then eventually when you get that stable enough and solid enough, you can extract it into its own module and clean up your pipeline. But the place I'd put that is, if we're looking here, I would put it right after that render razor, because the render razor, okay, actually, I guess it depends. In a PDF, so this is one aspect of PDF versus something else that might become a little tricky, because I'm assuming at some point you're going to want to add layouts to your files here, right? You're going to want headers and footers,
sure,
sidebars and all that, and we don't necessarily want that stuff included in the PDF, right? A PDF, you're going to want just the main body. So there's a couple ways to handle that. The first would be to do the PDF building before you get to the point where you're doing something like Razor that would apply layouts. That works well if you're coming from something like Markdown and there's no code involved in the actual content. You see what I'm saying? Because Razor, if you've got Razor directives, right, in your content piece, then you need to run Razor to turn those directives into HTML.
Right.
So in that case, you have to run Razor before doing the PDF regardless, because otherwise, if you try and generate the PDF from something that includes Razor directives, but you haven't run Razor yet, those directives are just going to end up as, unrendered Razor code inside your PDF, and that's not going to be what you want. So if your source is something like Markdown or something that is inherently content based, and you're just using Razor to do the theming, the layout, then you can do your PDF generation before you do the Razor piece. Otherwise, if Razor and your layout engine is involved in the rendering of the content that you want in the PDF as well, you're going to need to put the PDF piece after, but we need some way to say, only get this portion of the page, because you've already applied layouts at that point. So you're not going to want to get all that other stuff. So the way I've handled this for other purposes is to use Angle Sharp and go in and essentially put an ID on some kind of wrapping div where the content is. And so then it kind of becomes a two-stage thing where you do the Razor rendering. So that gives you a bunch of documents that now have full HTML with headers and footers and everything. And then inside your own module, you first take that document content that includes all the HTML, use Angle Sharp to extract just the portion of the HTML that you want to turn into a PDF, and then feed it through some library or engine that can turn that HTML into a PDF document, and then spit that out alongside the original input. So now you've got your HTML files and your PDF files all coming out as the result of this one pipeline. You can also split into two separate pipelines. That would work as well, particularly if you put your PDF piece in a post-process phase and then feed in from this one. That might be a little cleaner long-term, but for now, the easiest way to get started is to probably just add a new execute context module here and start coding.
Yeah, let me just show you one thing that I already have from the past, because I found a project that I was using, I guess, a year and a half ago. Oh, this is almost 2 years. But here, what I did is, this was just, this was completely outside of the website, this was really about getting the data from the headless CMS and building custom reports. And the way how this was done is, I just defined, this is a C#, by the way. Yeah, this is a console app. It's using Markdown Sharp library. And the way how this works is that I defined a simple HTML template. And then I used this tool to actually convert the HTML to PDF. So this was super easy and super nice. And the way how I added the data in was just by adding these. I think this @ sign is just this is just a string that's split here. So this was item is defined somewhere here. This was the direct result from the delivery client. So this was really easy to use. But I don't know if you think that this is a viable approach, or you would do it in a different way. I mean,
no, this makes sense to me. So I think what we're going to end up with after we do the render Razor module, we'll have a sequence of documents that all have HTML. And so if we extract the content div and then feed it through that same PDF generator library in the same way you were doing in the other code, you'll be ready to go. And that way you don't even need to worry about using string concatenation to create the HTML. You've got it, right? We've just rendered Razor, so we have that HTML already.
So I need only these 2 lines then.
Exactly. That's basically all we're going to need.
Nice.
And a little bit of Angle Sharp code to pull out the piece of the file that you want, so we don't pull out the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think for the sake of the example, I guess we can just take the whole thing. I think that's fine.
Right. Yeah. If we want to, that's a good place to start. Yeah. Let's start with that and get PDFs coming out, and then you can add the code that parse that down.
Okay. Now let me check if this plugin is still available for .NET Core, because this was I think this was just a simple .NET. Or I don't know what it was. It's 2 years ago. So let me see. But yeah, it seems like.
Oh, interesting. So is that a Markdown?
Was it the right one? I don't.
Yeah, I think there must be something else doing the PDF piece.
Okay, let me just put this here.
Well, actually, it doesn't look like this
doesn't
other.
look like it.
Does that include a reference?
So what I can check is, let
Something
me
else?
see. I can open this actually. But here we have. Oh, I'm not going. Okay. Oh, I'm using Angular Sharp anyway here. So.
So you're probably doing the PDF rendering is actually under the hood. It's probably using the iText Sharp.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, let me see. I just opened that in.
And this
Here.
Markdown library must have some sort of lightweight wrapper around that.
So this is 4.6.1, and if we look at the NuGet packages, okay, this isn't particularly helpful.
Yeah, no, because it's an old school, it's not gonna, the package browser isn't gonna show you your transitive dependencies.
So how do I find out this then? So this is using iText stuff, HTML to PDF.
Yeah, so the easiest thing to do is probably going to be to open up the NuGet gallery.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the one.
NReco PDF generator. I guess that's where this is all coming from.
Yeah, and so it maybe wraps iText Sharp.
NReco PDF generator. Okay, here we go. So pdfgenerator.net. I was kind of hoping for a GitHub link, but let's see.
It looks like maybe is this a commercial tool?
Looks like it, yeah.
So you must have been referencing this directly, not via NuGet.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, probably.
Oh no, so that says it's coming from a packages folder.
PDF generator. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe search NuGet and see if it's on there.
Okay, let's see. No, that would be NReco PDF. Here it is.
Yeah, okay.
Here it is. So how do I find out if this is working on .NET Core?
Well, the nice thing about recent .NET Core versions is that they've got a whole bunch of compatibility packs so that it'll type forward a lot of the calls that get made to .NET Framework to the correct place, even if .NET Core doesn't directly support that.
Okay.
So yeah, anymore the advice is kind of just try, download and try.
That works with me, by the way.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so let me just close this because we're not going to need it anymore. And I'm just going to use the, there's the .NET CLI that I can just copy and paste code. So I'm just going to put it there. And we'll see. So far, so good. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so NuGet seemed to take it.
Some projects, okay. What's wrong? Was restored. Okay, was restored using .NET Framework 4.6.1 for 7 instead of the project target framework. This package may not be fully compatible with your project.
Yeah, okay, so that's fine. There is a flag we can pass.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it. There's a flag you can pass to basically say, ignore this, I want to use it anyway.
Okay, so but that means it's gonna work here on my Windows machine, but it's probably not gonna work in a Unix environment where I only have .NET Core installed, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay for me. I don't want to spend too much time on looking for another PDF library, so this works. So where do we add the code now?
Well, so first we're going to need to add something to your CS proj that to say, like, ignore this problem. Like, I want to use this anyway. Or you can, well, no, because Statiq targets .NET Core. So we can't retarget your project. We're going to have to say, use this package regardless.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find where the flag is for that.
And if I don't do that, is not going to work? .NET.
Yeah, so right now, the NuGet restore is not going to restore correctly. It's going to complain that this particular package isn't compatible.
Okay.
So now I'm looking for the flag we can add.
But it generates the files anyway. So what does it say here? So it says
Yeah,
warning.
I wish this error message. Oh, is it just coming out as a warning now?
Yeah, this is just a warning here.
Ah, okay.
This is just a warning.
So
Otherwise, it seems to work. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you're fine. At one point, I think that might have been an error, but they must have relaxed it.
It might as well mean that we're not going to be able to convert those HTML files, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, so what's going to end up happening is it'll type forward a lot of the calls you make to that library to the .NET Framework runtime, and there's a chance it may, or it'll handle it if it can. But there's a chance that it'll make a call that .NET Core doesn't support, and then you'll get an exception.
Okay.
But if we're lucky, everything will be either directly or indirectly supported, and it'll just work.
All right. So now, where do we add the code?
So I would right now, the place I would start is under that new render razor and under the with model, like under that whole module.
Right.
I would do a new execute context. Execute context is a fun module that's basically, let me do whatever the heck I want to.
Okay, it's saying that it could not be found.
Let me make sure I've actually told you the right module name. I think it's execute context modules extensive. Oh, execute config. Sorry.
Config.
Yeah. Execute config.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Yep. And so then that's going to take a config dot from. You probably want to do from document. Capital C.
I don't have config here. Oh, you mean like config, like with the capital C?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. From context.
From document. Yeah. So what this is doing is, so you're going to want access to the document here. So go ahead and do from document, and that's going to be a delegate. So open parent.
Oh, like this?
Yep. And then for now, I don't think we need the content exactly. Yep. And then I would open some brackets here because we're going to do a lot of code.
All right.
Yep. Perfect. So what we're doing here, so execute config is a module that basically does whatever. It basically means I'm going to write some code and I want you to execute that code.
Cool.
And so it's called execute config because it takes a configuration delegate. And so to create these delegates, we have this config static that has all kinds of extensions on it that spins up a config delegate for you. So what this particular config delegate is doing, we're saying generate a configuration delegate from the document so that I can access the document within my code is basically what we're saying. This is roughly equivalent to writing a custom module at this point. We're just doing it without having to go through the process of writing an actual module. So now we've got once per document, we'll end up running the code in this block. So what we're going to want to do here inside this block, the goal is going to be to take the content of that document, produce a new document with the PDF as its content and a .pdf extension as its destination, and then return both that and the original document from this call. Otherwise, we won't end up with our HTML. We'll overwrite that.
Yeah, so let's just copy it here, whatever I had in the previous project. It seems like it knows the namespaces, so we should be fine here. But I guess HTML to PDF generate PDF data.
So what is data? Is that a
data? That's the template.
String. Okay, perfect. So the easiest way to do this is probably, it might have overloads for streaming or whatever, but the easiest way and most straightforward is to get it working. Let's turn this into an async delegate. So add async before the doc there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before the doc. Yep. And then do a new right before you do generate PDF, let's go ahead and set a string called data. And then it's going to be await doc dot, I think, get content string, get string from content, get content string async, something like that.
Yeah.
there's a
I'll get content
async.
string async. Here it is.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so now this gets, if I'm correct, that this gets the output of the render razor, yeah?
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
So what's happening here is once per document. So all of the documents we rendered are going to come into here, and we're going to run this code once for each document. And the content of that document that's coming in, because we just rendered Razor, is going to contain the HTML that the Razor engine produced.
Right.
So get content string is going to say, okay, for this document we're working on now, go ahead and get that HTML out of the document and store it in my data string.
Right.
So now we're going to get some bytes for the PDF.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Bytes array. Yeah.
Yep. So now the last step here is we're going to need to create a new document, and then at the very end we'll return both that and the original document.
Okay.
So let's. So actually, we are going to need So we are going to need the context here, because that's going to be the factory that lets us create documents. So up above, where we have from document, in the delegate here, there's like 14 overloads of this thing.
Okay.
One of the overloads provides both the document and the context. So put parens around there. Yeah, and then add a CTX, is usually what I call it context, whatever.
Oops. CTX.
Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to do context, clone or create document.
Clone or create document, okay. Async or sync?
So I'm actually not sure yet. I think we can do the non-async version if we're just passing in bytes. Okay, so, sorry. So we don't actually want to clone. There should be a just plain old create document.
Okay. Yeah, there is.
That's what we want. Yep. Because we're just creating one from scratch.
There's many overloads, 22.
Yeah, 22 overloads. Okay, so we don't care about the source, or maybe we do. Let's go ahead and set that anyway, just to match. So let's set the source. So that's going to be doc.source, same as our incoming document. The destination, though, is going to be different, because now we want a PDF. But we can rely on the original destination. So let's do doc.destination and then change extension. And we're going to change that to a PDF file.
Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. That's really easy.
Yeah. So next thing is we need to find an overload that will accept a byte array. And this is where the difference between create document and create document async may come in.
Is there one?
I think there's going to be one.
Stream. Okay, there's a stream, so worst case.
Yeah, you could always convert into a memory stream and send that in. I think, so try the async alternatives. So the reason that they're different is because for documents that have their content as basically like a string or something, we have the potential to back that with a file instead of with memory. The reason that potential exists is because in very large site builds, having thousands of these documents all stored in memory, all storing their content in memory, that adds up. And so in memory constrained environments, you may not want to store that content as a string in memory. So it'll transparently in those environments, if you set a flag, Statiq will just automatically back all of that with files in the temp directory. And because it's file IO, then it becomes an async operation. So we have to kind of separate those two things out. But okay, I'm actually not seeing a direct overload for a byte array.
It's not there. We do have string content though, so it depends if it's easier to convert the byte array to a memory stream or to a string.
So we're probably going to want to do a memory stream, because if we do it as a string, we might, the encoding when we write it out might not be right.
Okay. So let me find the one.
So yeah, just create a memory stream and pass that in.
Stream, and then string media type. Okay. So let's call that. Should we do like a using stream or just create a stream like this?
Oh yeah. So we don't want to dispose it. So we'll go ahead and just create the memory stream and just leave it hanging out. So you should be able to create a more derived instance of the actual memory stream class.
Okay.
And what that'll do is it'll just wrap the byte array you give it in a stream and just
like PDF bytes. All right.
Yep, and then just pass that in. And so the last thing we want to do.
Okay, we also wanted to provide the, where is it, media type?
Yeah, yep. So there's a whole dictionary in here for you that makes it a little easier. So if you do media types, capital M, capital T.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's no PDF.
So yeah, well, so there is. It's just not defined as a static. So if you do get, and then just pass in, .pdf.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that'll find the right actual media type, because those media types are a pain in the butt to remember. It's probably like application/xpdf or something.
Yeah, I don't remember that by heart too.
Okay, so now that's basically it. Last step is just to return an array that contains the original document and the new document.
So should I dispose the stream though?
No. So the document is going to take it over for you.
Okay. That's cool. All right. So we got the execute config. Now what do we do next?
So last thing, let's assign the create document call to a call it like PDF doc or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then now return an array that contains both doc or original input and PDF doc or new.
Oh, can I do it like this? Like
good question. I don't think so. I think you've got to do a new.
Okay. So we want to return the original one?
Yeah. So the reason we want to return both of them is because this module is going to finish up your process phase.
Mm-hmm.
So when the process phase is done, we'll have whatever this particular module is outputting, and then in the write phase, you're sending whatever we've output from this module to the write files module. So basically, if it doesn't come out of this module, it's not going to get written to disk. So if we just returned the PDF doc here, you'd stop outputting your HTML files.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Returning
sense.
both ensures that both then flow to the write files module, and you end up with both coming out on disk.
Okay, so is this what I want to return?
So you probably want to return a new iDocument array.
Okay. So like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so the nice thing, a cool thing about the execute config module is that it can deal with all kinds of different return values intelligently. It's smart enough to know that, okay, we're returning an array of documents here, so that probably should be what my output is. You can also get kind of crazy with it, and if you return some other module from inside this module, it's smart enough to run the module you return on the input document. So you can get kind of crazy with just-in-time module switching and do things like, if this document contains this content, run this module, otherwise run this other module. But for our purposes, this is exactly what we want.
Wow, this is cool. Okay, so if I do .NET Run now, it should generate the files, right?
We'll see. Yeah, unless it blows
Well,
up
that's
on
okay. Let's
us.
see.
Always a possibility.
Let's see. All right. Okay, it's always the moment of truth. And the truth is that if something works, just like that on the first run, something wrong is going on. So
Yeah, you know you've done something wrong.
yeah, could not load type system web
Okay.
HTTP context from assembly system web. That's probably because
Yeah,
we're not using that.
yeah. I mean, so this particular type, system web version 4.0 and the HTTP context, this whole type hierarchy has been extremely problematic with the compatibility between .NET Core and .NET Framework. I've never understood exactly what's going on here, but from what I can gather and from reading through GitHub issues, there's a kind of inherent unintended incompatibility between some of the system web stuff and .NET Core.
Okay.
So if this PDF generation library is, in fact, scroll up a little on our console output there, and let's see if we got, if it gave us any more information. If this
you mean
particular,
this
yeah.
No,
just curious.
No, it's just saying this. There's
I'm
one more. Could not load. Yeah, that's the same one.
Let's get the actual, just so we can kind of do this and everyone can see what it does. Let's do .NET Run, and then a space -- and then space -L debug. What this is going to do is put the static run into debug mode, and we're going to get a whole lot of junk coming out. But among the stuff we get, we're going to get a more detailed error message when it finally fails. That should include the call stack.
Yeah, here we go.
Yep. So we can see here that the type load exception is happening inside the HTML to PDF converter constructor. So this is the kind of thing where traditionally we would have gotten around it with something like a binding redirect. That's a little weird in .NET Core because presumably .NET Core doesn't need binding redirects. So at this point, you're at the cusp of the binding hell rabbit hole here.
Now, you know what? I think I would just rather look for .NET Core PDF, HTML
good choice.
to
PDF. Yeah, good choice.
Yeah, that's easier, Export HTML to PDF in ASP.NET Core. I think that's what I'm looking for. So you can use JS Report.NET SDK if you're in .NET Core 2.0. So we should be fine with this.
Interesting.
Or is this service?
So this looks like it ties into like the whole middleware.
Okay, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's probably more than we need.
Yeah. Add node services. Okay, this is the same thing. There seems to be paid alternatives. Okay, paid alternatives we don't like. Yeah, that's the nreco. You see, PDF generator.lt.
Yeah, that's what you used before.
Okay. How about this one? Ding to PDF.
Okay, that looks relatively simple.
Yeah. So HTML content. Yeah, that looks quite nice. So you got basic converter, HTML to PDF document, converter, convert. Yeah, that looks quite good. So do you want to try this one?
Yeah, let's give this one a shot.
Okay.
Worth a try. We'll know pretty quick if it worked or not.
So, all right. So can be installed through .NET and through Nugget. So do I just run this? We'll see. Okay, Nugget is not installed.
Yeah, so this is the old, this is trying to use the old NuGet PowerShell tools. I'm not sure these are Well, they should be compatible with .NET Core, I would think. You probably just don't have the NuGet package management stuff.
Okay.
The better way to do it is probably to find think to PDF on the gallery and then copy the
Okay.
.NET.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
try to
the
do that.
.NET command for add
NuGet.
package.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
better.
that's exactly what we need. Yep.
That looks better, yeah. Okay. Okay, now how do I remove... So .NET, how do I remove a package? Like .NET remove?
I actually don't know if you can do that from the CLI. Maybe
generator,
or maybe .NET remove package. Yeah, .NET remove package.
Yeah, that's what
I didn't know that worked. I usually just open up the CS project file and remove it manually. I didn't actually. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Oh, okay, project first. So, but commands package and package. Okay, .NET remove package like this.
Yeah, I'm guessing that'll work.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What's wrong? Okay, I'm not gonna solve that now. I hope that we're fine now. Then let's make this clean again. And let's try to adjust this part then. So if we look at this code, I'm gonna go with the README here. Use this converter in single-threaded applications, yeah? Create converter. So I'm just gonna create a converter. So I guess we are here. Basic converter, ding to PDF. New PDF tools, okay. Then, multi-threaded we don't care about. Now, define document to convert.
Oh, so actually we probably do want a synchronized converter because execute config is going to run that code in parallel for all of the input documents.
Okay.
So if the converter is not inherently thread safe, looks like this will add some blocking around it for us, which is nice. We don't have to add our own lock.
Cool. And then we define the document to convert. So I'm just going to copy this over. We can remove the things that we don't need here.
Yep.
Okay. So doc is the data, so doc to convert. Let's call it that way. Okay, this is interesting. This is really easy to understand.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
Yeah,
API.
I'm gonna leave this as it is.
This works. I might have to change some of my own stuff.
Yeah.
Like that you can put in a header as well. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, and here HTML content. So this is where we want the data, I assume.
Yep.
And web settings. What's wrong?
Comma.
Okay, yeah. I'm always worried that something's really wrong, and then it tells you, oh, just put a comma here or put a semicolon there. You're good. Web settings, that's fine. And header settings, I'm just going to leave it as it is.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. And now what we need is convert doc. So I guess I don't need this. Or, okay, I'm just going to do it here. Converter.convert doc to convert. And the rest should be the same, right?
Yeah, looks good. Ship it.
Yeah. Oops. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Where it was? Here it is. Yeah, it's just some old leftovers. Okay. Now, moment of truth. I'm a bit more optimistic than I was for the first run. Okay, unable to load DLL. Specified model could not be found.
Okay, so that may be due to Some packages that wrap native libraries also have it says like load, add this additional package for
Mm-hmm.
for such and such library. So let's see. That's a pattern I've seen before, where it'll have like the wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, .NET Core pinvoke wrapper, but it doesn't actually include the Wink HTML, the PDF library. So that's something we probably need to add.
Okay.
Looks like I'm looking to see if there's any packages that contain it.
I'm gonna do a quick Google search for this. Maybe someone already solved this for us.
Yeah.
Oh, GitHub issues. That's usually a source of very good ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that other folks have kind of expected it to be included.
Can try using. Okay, PowerShell distribute package. Okay, here is a advice that apparently works. Okay, startup file.
Oh yeah, so here's another hint for the C++ 2015 redistributable.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, so what's probably going on, it could be that this package actually includes the unmanaged library, but if the
Right.
unmanaged library binds to the C++, if it links to files from the 2015, then when we try and load that into memory, it can't. It's not finding the stuff that library needs.
Well, obviously, because I don't have that library probably installed on my station. So.
Well, so that's what I'm wondering, if it might be writing along with the. I thought there was a way to view.
Oh, it says that. Okay, maybe I was just too fast here. Important. Library was not tested with IIS. Blah blah blah. Copy native
I'm going to
library to
open
root folder of your project. From there, .NET Core loads native libraries when native method. You can find the latest version of the native library here. Okay. So copy native library to root folder of your project. And we got 64 bits. Okay, here we go. Now this makes sense. So how do I need just this one, right? Okay, download.
Well, so I actually think you may already have this thing. That's what I'm looking at right now. NuGet Package Explorer.
Okay, keep. Okay, now I got the library, so I'm just gonna copy that to the project. We'll see if that works. I mean, I'm curious to know. So.
Okay, yes. So that library is not distributed with the NuGet package, so you probably don't have it and need it. I just checked with Package Explorer.
Running it again.
That's interesting.
This is interesting message, right?
Yeah, I've never seen that before from Qt. I mean, Qt is a C++ thing.
Yeah,
it's a C++
yeah
utility and UI library.
Exactly. Yeah. That's interesting.
So something's happening.
Something is happening, but probably not something. Maybe okay, I just need all the files, not just the one. I just copied the DLL, but maybe the other files are also important. I don't know.
Could be. I also see interesting. Okay, so I see an error on GitHub. People reporting that same problem, but then saying it goes on to work. It looks like it also needs some other files.
Okay, I should have the files downloaded. Well, let's see. I'm just gonna try to copy these 2 files in there. See if this works. If this doesn't work, then we're probably gonna leave this to another day.
Yeah, so let's try one more thing first.
Yeah.
Instead of, it looks like on GitHub, folks are saying that maybe this is due to problems with the PDF itself, since this farms out to WebKit. Try feeding it, instead of feeding it the content of the document, just give it like a real, just like a single paragraph element or something, just a string. I'm curious if that works.
You mean here, or?
Yeah, right there. Instead of data, give it a string with like, you know.
It's like test.
Yeah.
Okay, stop this. How do I stop this?
There's a GitHub issue where, man, that is writing slow. Something is like really
here
churning.
You go. This is what I was trying to do.
Okay, so let's try this. There's mention in the issue, and who knows if this is actually going to work for us or not. But there's mention in the issue that if the thing being generated contains links, yeah, see, if the thing being generated contains like links that it can't resolve for images and stuff like that, that it gets confused and held up.
Yeah, still problems here.
So we're still getting other issues.
Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna try to figure it. Okay, see, this is again happening. I'm gonna try to figure this out. I unfortunately have to run to another meeting, and I assume you have the same problem.
Yeah, I do as well. So yeah, let me know if you find anything, and maybe we can sync back up on the next stream on this.
But I mean,
progress.
This clearly works, so that's the good thing. Yeah, finding a library.
Yeah, I think we're definitely running the PDF library. I think the problem now is just, are we running the PDF library correctly?
Yeah. But this seems to work, and it's quite nice and understandable how, or the whole thing actually here, that it's nice how this works in Statiq. Yeah, so I'll try to figure this out maybe next week, and yeah, hopefully it will work. So thank you very much for joining.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was fun. So it really. This is really close to my heart, because I've been doing a lot of .NET in the past, and this is really, it makes sense how this is designed, and how we can just write code here, and yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for joining.
Great.
Thank you everyone for watching. This is obviously gonna be as a recording on YouTube, so yeah, you can live through our struggles again. And yeah, Dave, I'm looking forward to resolve this, and hopefully have you here next time.
Yep, sounds good.
Thank you very much, and see ya. Bye.
Yep, bye.